All right. Welcome back. It's Wednesday, March 1st still. We're here for voting list number 8. Nathan's going to talk to us about a couple of bills and we'll see where we are.
First bill on the list is Senate Bill 215, which, as amended and shown in the reprint before you, repeals a provision that prohibits an individual from performing or offering to perform a massage on another individual for compensation unless the individual is a licensed massage therapist or registered massage practitioner. Instead, the bill allows a 6-month grace period for practice after the expiration of a license or registration, and that can be found on page 4 of the reprint. The bill authorizes the board to discipline specified individuals for failure to comply with a board order, prohibits a court from staying an order of the board pending appeal, authorizes the board to appeal a decision reversing or modifying an order, and specifies requirements for the reinstatement of a license or registration. The bill also repeals a requirement that the board file a notice of publication of each revocation or suspension in the Maryland Register. The amendment to the bill strikes language from the bill that would have specified that practice massage therapy means to engage professionally with or without compensation in massage therapy. The amendments also authorize the board to grant a stay of enforcement of a board order in accordance with the Administrative Procedure Act. The amendments were developed by the Department of Health in response to concerns raised at the hearing. And so these amendments are identical to ones that are proceeding in the House. There's no fiscal impact and there was no opposition at the hearing.
Okay, are there any questions on the reprinted Senate Bill 215? I will entertain a motion.
Favorable.
Say there's a motion and a second for a favorable as amended. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your hand. That bill receives a unanimous report. Next bill, Nathan.
Senate Bill 331 is, would you like to skip? It's fine. In that case, breaking into the local alcohol bills, Senate Bill 135, as amended and shown in the reprint before you, establishes an Ocean City promoter's license in Worcester County and authorizes the County Board of License Commissioners to issue the license to a for-profit organization to sell beer, wine, and liquor at entertainment events held on a premises that is within the town of Ocean City, owned by the town of Ocean City, and designated and approved in writing by the Ocean City Police Department. The board is authorized to adopt regulations to restrict the number of licenses issued each year and establish requirements to govern the sale and service of beer, wine, and liquor at the events. The amendments clarify that the bill is applicable to licenses in the town of Ocean City. It further specifies that the approval must be provided by the police department rather than the mayor and city council, and specifies that approval must be in writing, and finally clarifies that the applicable fee is per entertainment event.
Okay, are there any questions?
Move favorable.
Motion and a second on a favorable on Senate Bill 135. Are there any questions? I think Senator Reedy said he would like to take this to. All those in favor, raise your hand.
Vote against it.
Any opposition? All right, that bill.
$5,000.
I dare you. All right, that bill receives a unanimous favorable report. We're going to turn to Patrick until our colleague gets back from his bill. Patrick.
These are also local alcohol bills that were heard on Friday. The next one on the list is Senate Bill 304. This is the Carroll County bill that modifies the seating requirements for Class B, Class BR, and Class C beer, wine, and liquor licenses in Carroll County. Under current law, these licenses require the holder to have regular seating, excluding seats at bars and counters, for at least 50 individuals. The bill changes this requirement to allow for up to 15 seats at bars and counters to be included in the calculation for the seating requirements.
Senator Lamb.
A quick question. It's not in this packet because there's no amendment, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Any questions on Senate Bill 304? Have a motion and a second for a favorable on Senate Bill 304. All those in favor, raise your hand. Any opposed? Senator Bida, were you abstaining or you just? Okay, sorry, she's in. Unanimous report on Senate Bill 304.
Not sure this bill's gonna make my mistake.
All right, next bill.
It's also a Carroll County related bill. It's Senate Bill 306. This is a bill that repeals the 40-day limit for which specified multiple event entertainment licenses issued in Carroll County may be used in a calendar year. And the bill also sets the annual fee for a license for 41 or more events per year at $2,000. No amendments on this one.
Are there any questions? Motion?
Move favorable.
Motion and a second on the favorable. All those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous favorable report. Next bill.
Senate Bill 393, again, a Carroll County related bill. This is a bill that requires at least one applicant seeking an alcoholic beverages license on behalf of a partnership, corporation or club or LLC in Carroll County to be a resident of the state rather than the county. The license remains valid only as long as at least one of the applicants remains a resident of the state. No amendments on this.
Deal with living in Carroll County, you need a lot of alcohol.
Senator Hershey.
So just a question, not specifically on this bill, but is this something that all counties are being forced to do now? Because I got this same request that the counties had previously required that you live in the county to get a license. And then we were told that there is some type of Supreme Court case that says that they can't require that anymore, but you can say you have to live in the state. Is that? Are you familiar with that? Yeah.
So there was reference to that. I don't think there was anything in the testimony specifically saying what
Yeah.
Supreme Court case. I mean, it is there. I think there are two counties. I think it's Baltimore County and Montgomery County that currently require you to be a resident of the state instead of the
The
county.
county,
All the other jurisdictions have that county level.
and that's why I guess you're seeing a whole bunch of those having to change out of that. Which I don't like it, but okay.
I didn't particularly care for it either, but I was told that's what we should do.
Well, I mean, but do we have to? I mean, do we know that we have to really do this? That's kind of what I heard, to be honest, that the county liquor boards are saying, well, we don't necessarily have to. And somebody wants to come sue us, they can try, but
I had a meeting with my liquor board Friday morning.
You want to do an unfavorable motion on my?
I was gonna say, so we have a letter from the delegation. It's a local bill.
more, that's all. And I haven't cross-filed mine because I don't like it.
Okay, so on Senate Bill 393, are there further questions? I'll entertain a motion. I have a motion and a second on the favorable on Senate Bill 393. All in favor, raise your hand. Any opposition? Senator Hayes, you didn't raise your hand. Are you in? Okay, he's in. Unanimous report. Next bill's 440.
440, moving to Baltimore City, Senate Bill 440 is an emergency bill and it alters specified statutory references to the boundaries of Baltimore City's alcoholic beverages districts so that they are defined as coterminous with the legislative districts in the legislative districting plan of 2022 rather than the legislative districting plan of 2012. The bill requires the Baltimore City Board of License Commissioners to exempt an activity made unlawful by the bill if the license holder received approval from the board to conduct that activity by February 1st, 2022, and has owned the license premise continuously since then. No amendments to this one.
Move favorable. Second.
Okay, you have a motion and a second on the favorable on Senate Bill 440. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your hand. Okay, that bill receives a unanimous report. Next bill.
A bill relating to the city of Annapolis, Senate Bill 472 establishes an art establishment beer and wine license in the city of Annapolis that authorizes the holder to sell or serve beer and wine at retail for on-premise consumption. The City of Annapolis Board of License Commissioners may issue the license to a nonprofit organization engaged in the display, sale, or demonstration of art by an artist or group of artists, the instruction of participating clients in creating art or live performances. A license may not be issued to an organization that displays and sells commercially prepared or mass-produced artistic products. It's the Maryland Hall. We have amendments. Yeah, there are amendments that are in this reprint. I think they're shown on page 2. The amendment provides that a qualifying nonprofit organization must primarily be engaged in the arts and entertainment activities specified in the bill. Also prohibits the issuance of a license to an organization that has a corporate purpose that is not dedicated to the arts and entertainment activities listed in the bill, and it increases the annual license fee to $1,000.
Should have made it 5.
On page 9.
Page 2. So just real quick, the reprint has amendments for 4 bills. So I put them all in one packet.
Oh.
So the amendments for the City of Annapolis bill that I just described are on page 2 of the reprint, which is listed in the upper right-hand corner.
So I know the rest of you were not looking ahead because I was like, wait, what does swimming pool have to do with this arts bill? Okay, there you go. Yeah, all right. So we have before us an amended Senate Bill 472. I'll entertain a motion. Have a motion and a second for the favorable on 472 as amended. All those in favor, raise your hand. That bill receives a unanimous. Is that the word report? Next bill?
A Baltimore City bill, Senate Bill 588. This is a bill that expands a certain geographic area in the 40th Alcoholic Beverages District where there is a general prohibition against selling alcoholic beverages before 10 a.m. or after 10 p.m. It also authorizes the City Board of License Commissioners to issue a Class C beer, wine, and liquor license in the 3600 block of Hickory Avenue in the 40th Alcoholic Beverages District to a holder of a Class C beer and light wine license. This one has amendments that are shown starting on what's labeled as page 3 of the reprint. And the amendment authorizes a Class A7 beer, wine, and liquor license in a certain area of the 40th Alcoholic Beverages District if alcoholic beverages are sold only as part of a gift basket or floral arrangement and other conditions are met. So I think a flower shop.
And there's a green car parked out in front of the building.
Exactly, between 3 and 4 p.m.
Adam, start thinking about swimming pools in this.
Exactly.
Move favorable with amendment.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for a favorable as amended on Senate Bill 588. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your hand. That bill receives a unanimous report. Next bill.
A Harford County bill. This is Senate Bill 654. And this one has amendments. Page 8 of the reprint is where they begin. As amended, Senate Bill 654 would establish a 6-day and 7-day class health club beer and wine license in Harford County.
This is the pickleball.
This is the pickleball one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The chair was fascinated.
I asked my sons, because I'm not like hip, and they heard of it, but they didn't know what it was.
Find it on YouTube.
I looked it up.
I was gonna say they're all at the senior.
I'm too young is what you're saying. There you go. All right.
Pickleball without bourbon.
yeah. The Hartford County Board of License Commissioners may issue this 6 or 7 day license to a person who sells health club services, has at least 150 members, who pays dues, and owns or leases real property in the county for use as a for-profit or nonprofit health club facility. The amendments require the health club to offer an indoor or outdoor swimming pool and pickleball courts to qualify for a license. They only allow a license holder to sell beer and wine as opposed to liquor also in a bar area at a swimming pool or an indoor lounge or both from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. And the amendments would require a license holder to provide prepackaged food or snacks at all times when beer and wine are sold.
Carroll County Senator, you want to make a motion on this?
The noise of our alcohol laws in the state, so it's favorable.
Second.
There's a motion and a second for a favorable on Senate Bill 654 as amended. All those in favor, raise your hand. Seeing no opposition, that bill receives a favorable report. Next bill.
Senate Bill 738, Hartford County Bill. And amendments for this one are on page 14, starting on page 14 of the reprint. This establishes a performing arts theater beer and wine license in the county. The County Board of License Commissioners can issue this license for use on the premises of a performing arts theater operated by a nonprofit organization. And as amended, the bill would authorize the license holder to sell or serve beer and wine 1 hour before and after a performance, during a performance and intermission, and during a reception as specified in the bill. So the amendment specifically alters these times for the sale or serving of beer and wine so that it includes during the reception 1 hour before, 1 hour after, and they require a license holder to purchase beer and wine from an authorized and licensed wholesaler. So those are the amendments.
Favorable.
Have a motion and a second for a favorable on this performing arts theater bill. Senate Bill 738. All those in favor as amended indicate by raising your hand. Seeing no opposition, that bill is favorable as amended. Next bill.
Senate Bill 821, the Garrett County Alcoholic Beverages Act of 2023. Senate Bill 821 revises the framework for the expiration of alcoholic beverages licenses in Garrett County. Among other revisions, the bill establishes that a license expires 6 months after the license holder has closed the business or stopped active alcoholic beverages operations, and a license holder may request to extend the life of the license due to hardship for up to an additional 6 months under certain circumstances. The bill also decreases from 25 to 10 rooms the requirement of a Class B beer, wine, and liquor license held by a hotel or motel. It expands the authorization of a gift basket permit to include alcoholic beverages purchased from a wholesaler, and extends the hours of sale for Sunday sales of alcoholic beverages in the county to 6 a.m. to midnight. The bill also allows a holder of multiple event and Class C multiple day alcoholic beverages licenses to hold another alcoholic beverages license of a different class or nature. No amendments on this one.
That's a lot. Second.
Have a motion and second for a favorable on Senate Bill 821. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous favorable report. Next bill.
Back to Baltimore City, Senate Bill 847. Senate Bill 847 alters the revocation and suspension procedures of the City Board of License Commissioners by permitting the board to make an offer of compromise to a license holder of an alleged violation instead of conducting a hearing. The bill also increases the maximum fines for certain violations of the alcoholic beverages article applicable to the city. Under this offer of compromise, the board can offer this monetary penalty to a license holder if the holder agrees to voluntarily waive that right to a hearing, admit to the facts of the violations alleged, take corrective action prescribed in the offer made by the board, and accept the monetary penalty offered. If the holder doesn't accept the offer of compromise, the license holder may accept service of notice of the complaint from the board and inform the board of its intent to exercise the right to a hearing. So no amendments on this one.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second favorable. All those in favor, raise your hand. And that bill receives a unanimous report. We skipped over one bill, Senator, because you were out of the room. So we're gonna go back now to Senate Bill 331.
Senate Bill 331 is an emergency bill that alters the membership of the West North Avenue Development Authority and generally exempts the authority from state procurement law. The authority is still subject to written policy and procedure requirements for exempt units, as well as the state's Minority Business Enterprise Program, and there are no amendments.
You have a motion and a second on the favorable on Senate Bill 331. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your hand. That bill receives a unanimous favorable report. That is the end of our voting list for today. Is there, the withdrawals. Sam, I was trying to get to delegation. It started at
So
5.
there are three bills listed for withdrawal, and then in addition, Senator Feldman is seeking to withdraw Senate Bill 600. So there would be 4 bills. We do. Senate,
So the motion is on the unfavorable, right? Okay,
There's 4 of them.
that
there's
is
there's a
Senate.
4th one.
Here, let me just do this for the record, if you guys can just give me a second. Okay, we have Senate Bill 436, Senate Bill 680, Senate Bill 790, and Senate Bill 600 on the unfavorable. All those supporting the unfavorable, raise your hand. Okay, those bills will move unfavorable withdrawn. Now we're done. Thank you all. Great work. Tomorrow promises to be another very long day. We have 144 witnesses signed up tomorrow. With that, meeting adjourned.